watching. You can download it for free. Just go to your app store, type in Ramsey Network. It's completely free, and I'll drop a link in the show notes to make it easy for you. So if you're watching on the app,
Whoops. Alrighty, we are live from Columbus, OH. This is the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. There we go. Got audio, so that's always good. Where was I? Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and as per the ticker below, and it's also in the video description, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/coach Steve Money. You're watching this on youtube.com/coach Steve Money. And if you're on that main page, you just have to scroll down past the Oak Island stuff, which is on the top because that's my most views that I get. But then it's the financial content, this show, the Ramsey Show After Show, and the Answering Your Financial Questions playlist, both of those playlists. And there are, what did we say, 435 and 137? That would be 500, about 572. So 73 today with this one. So a bunch of different shows, so you never have to be without hearing me talk about financial stuff if that's what you need in your life. And, that's great if you do that. The music playlist, if you need to hear me sing, which that's not my regular job. So, don't expect too much on that, but you might like the songs anyway. And if you can sing them better, by all means, record yourself singing them and email them to me, coachstevemoney@gmail.com, and I will be happy to play them on my show, even at the risk of upsetting the copyright gods. And those include such hits as You Belong Dead Free, You Belong Dead Free, and How to Do the Baby Steps Right. Yeah, alrighty, so let's go. Actually, we don't need to go. We stay going always. Check in with the chat. What up? Mama call him Trey. Daddy call him Trey. I call him Trey. Marshall. What up, Sid? Any Ramsey Christmas songs this season? I will probably do, like, maybe some starting next week. Maybe not every day, but I will try to, I'll see if I still have, I think I should still have it somewhere, but Aubrey singing All I Want for Christmas, and I'll sing the backup part live. With that playing that pre-recorded of her. Shout out Obs. And I'll probably do a couple other songs myself as well, but probably not every day, because the problem is as when I do that, then sometimes I don't even get any pennies at all for the stream. Then the people that write the music, they get it all, despite the fact that it's an hour stream or so, and the song was just 3 or 4 minutes or something like that. But they get all of the money, and I get it. If I wrote the song, I would probably want to get that couple of cents as well. Like for example, with the "You Belong Debt Free" song, Taylor Swift does not need the dollar lifetime amount that no matter how many times I sing it, it would probably only be $1. She does not need to add that to her billions, but I get it. Oh, and I don't even know if this would qualify, if this qualifies for her anyway, because she may not get that because this isn't like specifically Taylor's version of You Belong Debt Free. So that other guy, I guess her ex-manager or producer, whoever that was, owns that and gets the money from that. That's why she recorded all of her catalog. So that then she would get the money for that now. I don't know like how much radio stations are playing those versions instead of the other ones though. I have no idea on that. Never thought about it really, um, to this extent. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Market report. All right. Well, it's a little warm. So let's turn. Let's put that electric blanket on low. All right. Oh, we got this Fed's expected rate cut. Oh, you can't read the whole thing. Okay, so but they're expecting a rate cut. Well, you'd think they would be investing then, the traders, but they're not. So everything down today. Let's see what the rest of the planet is like. Mostly up in Europe, mostly up in Asia. US dollar is up against the euro, up against the yen, up against the British pound, love, up against the Canadian dollar, and making it a clean sweep today. The US dollar up above the Australian dollar, mate. So have a shrimp on the barbie and have a lower ranked dollar. So the futures are like all down as well still. So we'll see what that is like tomorrow. Tomorrow. The market report tomorrow. Oh, we got Broadcom and the Costco reporting today. Let's take a quick look. Broadcom. That shot up after the in the after hours trading, up 10%. So, but for the day it was down 1.39. So there must have been good news. Let's see. Broadcom beats on profit. Says AI revenue more than tripled this year. Great. And is it not seeing where it says on the guidance, which is like basically what they think they will do for the next quarter. So it doesn't say anything about that, but I guess that's still good news. You can see it is up, at least for the moment. Almost 11% in after hours trading. And what else do we want to check? The Costco. That's that one. You got to click on the right one, and looks like not good news for them. Although sometimes it seems like it's good news, and it still goes down anyway. Costco beats on earnings as membership fee hike boosts revenue. All right. Of course, you're going to lose some people, but I guess when you decide to raise prices like that, you're hoping the people that stay, them paying extra membership fee will more than make up for the amount you lose. That's the same thing when anything goes up, like streaming services, etc. So boost the revenue. What about for next quarter? Yeah, it doesn't say. Doesn't say. Okay, normally one of the stories like leads with the amount, the synopsis of what they think the next quarter will bring, but I would assume both bad, but again, you never know. Traders are nutty, and so they will do whatever. We've seen both it beat. Companies have beaten the estimates for last quarter, and also they project a good next quarter, and it still goes down. So, such is the market. Most followed single stocks on the Google, Alphabet down, Amazon, Meta, and Tesla down. Microsoft and Apple up. Out of those, I think that's all we need from here. Got a couple stories. Mike Lindell says cash strapped My Pillow took $1.6 million loan from payday lender at 409% interest. Okay, and since when would that be a good idea? Would that be a good idea ever? The answer is no. First of all, if you need a $1.6 million loan to keep your business going, maybe you just shutter the business instead. And at 409% interest, that is crazy. People are nutty. There's Mr. Lindell right there. And I guess they filed a lawsuit, or somebody was suing him. Lindell said he doesn't have any money, and at least 3 MyPillow loans have ended up in court. Well, that's what happens when you do not pay them off, or pay them as agreed, even if it's not completely off. He says his company was duped into borrowing $1.6 million at a 409% annual interest rate. Well, see, what you got to do, so you see, what you do is, before you sign something, you read it, and in this case, maybe you have your high-priced lawyer look at it, or accountant, or somebody other than you, if you're not capable of reading a freaking contract and seeing that it's 409% annual interest rate. So, not advised. And so, of course, the Ramsey advice is that if you have to get a loan to keep your company going, you do not keep that company going. That is a failed company at that point, because you've done something seriously wrong in order to be that much in debt where you would need that much of a loan. And that is just not how we do things in Ramsey land. I'm going to Ramsey land. There's a song called Disneyland by, what's the name of that group in the 90s? Dada. D-A-D-A. Homeland Security shared this from the AP. Shows new details of mysterious drone flights over New Jersey, and they can't figure it out. These are like big drones, and they turn off if like somebody gets close to them, or if they detect that somebody is like watching, that kind of thing. So they can't figure out what they are doing. Devices do not appear to be being flown by hobbyists, apparently. But part of the worry stems from the flying objects initially being spotted near the Picatinny Arsenal, a U.S. military research and manufacturing facility, and over President-elect Donald Trump's golf course in Bedminster. All right. Drones are legal in New Jersey for recreation, commercial use, but they are subject to local and federal aviation administration regulations and flight restrictions. Of course they are. Operators must be FAA certified. Most but not all of the drones spotted in New Jersey were larger than those typically used by hobbyists. So interesting on that. No concrete information really on that. Let's get into some questions after I catch up on the chat. Who else came in? Rafael Lopez, what up? I have that person blocked, so must have done some trolley stuff. So, but, you know, Sid will take care of it if that needs to be taken care of. Unless she hasn't blocked too. Maddie Bags. What up, Maddie Bags? Hashtag mention. And that's in my Dua Lipa parody called, her song is called Levitating. And I changed it to Baby Stepping. I made it one of, I think, 3 songs specifically about the baby steps. And I thought I would hashtag mention my friend Matt in there. It was too easy to leave that part out and the little rap part. Trying to see who's needing to learn to knit. Oh, maybe that was Raphael. Detailed handicrafts, it says, are good for mental health. That much is certain. And something you can continue as you age, right? Because you're just sitting, and as long as you can move your hands and wrists. Very good. Football, Marshall says football players and Highlander men knit. Greetings, Highlander. You know, I've never seen any of those. I just know that one line from there. Marshall. Yeah, that's a little bit of interest there. That's a lot of interest. I wonder if, you know what the problem is? I bet there's been loans that have been higher interest rate than that. I bet that's not even the highest. Building miniatures. You know who does that? The Calvarine there, Henry Cavill, does miniatures and plays video games and such. All right, let's do some questions. Yeah, Merry Christmas, by the way, everybody. Oh yeah, I still need to plan out. Yeah, hopefully there'll be a semi-warm, you know, I mean like above freezing night where I can go to Easton and do that live stream and enjoy the lovely decor and the atmosphere and the hustle and bustle of the Christmas shoppers. I am grateful. I've committed to following the steps this year. Oh, again, this is from the Ramsey Baby Steps community, and I don't have anybody's names from there on here because it's their real names in most cases, unlike the Reddit where it's just a username. Grateful I've committed to following these steps this year. Yeah, it is a good thing to be grateful for. This is the first year I'm paying for Christmas in cash from working my extra jobs. Excellent. I have a 22, 20, and a 7-year-old. Okay, nothing like 13 years off between having children. All right, could happen. And ever since wait a minute. I did close to that myself. Okay, I guess I can't say anything. Ever since I've had kids, I have had massive Christmases in the range of spending well over $1,000 on each kid, and sometimes more when I was feeling really emotional or guilty. Then taking almost all year to pay off the Christmas credit cards. All right, you see how that's a never-ending cycle there. So you need to break free from that one. Not this year. Excellent. And I feel great. Excellent. It's already all bought. I added the EN on there. It's already all bought. And I've still been working on paying off other cards this month. Yeah, and if you have debt still, if you're on steps 1, 2, or 3, you should chill out for Christmas, even if you are paying for everything with cash and you are budgeting it. You should still chill out a little bit. So, like, not $1,000 on each kid. Let's see. This Facebook group has really helped me to stay focused. I almost impulsively bought Christmas bedding for my guest rooms. Everyone sleeps at my house Christmas Eve. So you're going to spend that money for somebody to sleep on that one night. But thought of this group and my goals and didn't. Excellent. It's one self-controlled moment at a time for me, and it is working. Excellent. My transmission just blew up on my 2012 Sienna. My phone has been showing me Toyota deals all week. Well, if you Google it once, it knows everything. It knows everything. It's listening. $299 for a Prius or Camry. Okay, and so the problem, so you see, you're doing it wrong. You're thinking about it wrong, because that $299, that's not the price for the whole thing. That's the payment. And the idea is to not have a payment by not financing anything ever again, which is what you decide in baby step 0, to not do that anymore. So let's see. Please encourage me to be strong and fight the urge. Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. It's bad. I have no debt, and am actually starting to save money. Great. My reasoning to get a car is that it would actually pay itself with the money I spend in gas at the moment. Hashtag justification station, and that's a no. That's a no. So you don't have to fix the transmission. You can change cars, but you buy a very cheap car cash then. And it might not be a Prius or Camry. Sorry about that. Prius and Camrys are not guaranteed. Hello everyone. Hi guys. My name is Brendan. I currently live in Tennessee. Colombia. And am 21 years old, and I started the baby steps about 2 months ago. I started out with almost $900,000 in debt. That's a lot. 3 mortgages, rental properties, right? That's not how we do business. We don't do rental properties on mortgages. That's a no for Mr. Ramsey. Almost 10 credit cards, right? All of those are a no for Mr. Ramsey as well. And a lifestyle I couldn't afford. That's a no. Everything you're doing is bad. I don't play enough clips. Let's do that one. Janusz from Ghostbusters 2.
Smart. If everything you're doing is bad, I want you to know this.
Yeah. The story is very interesting, but I won't get into the details in this post. I do want to say that so far I've paid off all but 2 credit cards. Great. About to have both of my rental properties on the market for sale, doing the renovation work myself. Great. And if the renovation work is going to cost you too much in materials, then just sell it for cheaper and don't spend that money. That's so dumb to do that. And of course, the real estate agent will always tell you to do that so that they get more commission by selling it for a higher price. But you don't need it to be sold for a higher price. You can deduct that, and you can put that in the listing that it is discounted due to the renovation work that would be needed. Sold truck and trailer. Excellent. Sold most of my possessions. Excellent. Left my expensive apartment lease. Excellent. Saved my starter emergency fund. Excellent. That would be step 1. Started budgeting and completely changed my spending habits. That's part of step 0. I'm on track to go from $900K in debt to $250K by early next year. Great. And then I'll be aggressively attacking that last $250K loan. Cool. I'm so excited to see where I'll be in the coming months. You'll be debt-free eventually. And then you'll have your full emergency fund. And then you'll be on steps 4, 5, and 6. I'm so excited. I'm so thankful to God for giving me hope. Excellent. When looking to transfer within a company, how much of an hourly increase should you ask for, especially if you worked at that company for 22 years? Have you gotten no increases before now? If I didn't get any increases over 22 years, I would probably be out. I think Ken Coleman usually advises to, instead of just asking for a raise, you do it by saying, what is it that I can do to be more valuable to the company? And you can be more sly about it that way. So yeah, but that not really my purview as a financial coach. So I would contact Mr. Coleman on that. Oh, you know what you got to do after you play the soundbite? You got to go back to the chat so you can see the chat. Boom, boom, boom. Christmas bedding. What's wrong with just the normal bedding you already have? But Trey, the Christmas bedding is so cute. It's so cute. And you got to have that for just the one time. It's just to impress people. It's just spending to impress people, or because you like it and you think it's cute. Sid says it doesn't look trendy when she posts to the gram. I see. Are you not doing the trendy stuff, Sid? You posting are you posting stuff like knitting? Is that not trendy? Trey says, I love those movies. Somebody I blocked must have typed something about movies, or I missed it. I don't know which movies those are, Trey. Marshall doesn't use special bedding. Put a basket of snacks, bottled drinks, their own bar of soap and towels, extra toothpaste and paste. Yeah, extra toothbrush and paste. Yeah, that's nice. That's good hosting. They don't need special seasonal bedding. They're lucky they got somewhere to sleep anyway. For free. Trey says, I'm like, the bedding is freshly cleaned and here's a pillow. Don't wake me up. Exactly. I'm out. Trey left a job where he didn't get a yearly raise for 3 years, and then they refused a merit-based increase and decapitated my promotion path. And so Trey was out, and sometimes you have to be out of jobs that treat you like that. March. So we're getting no STIP this year. I don't know what that is. STIP. It's been almost 20 years since that happened last. Hope she gets a raise. Oh, the Ghostbusters. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, Trey. I have too much going on to remember what happened 2 seconds ago in my streams usually. So I appreciate it. Yeah, Ghostbusters, awesome. The new ones are fabulous as well. Marshall. They say I will get a helper next month. Yeah, looking forward to finishing work at a reasonable hour. Well, first you got to train, though, Marshall, and probably for no extra money. You got to do your work and train. Sorry, I've been watching those Veronica clips too much lately, where it's always the company is screwing over the employee somehow. Always wanting them to do extra work, wanting them to be available after hours for phone calls to talk about work, but they don't want to put them on call or pay any overtime or anything like that. And the manager person is always saying like, we thought you could do this just as a favor. you know, and the Veronica character says, these are all animated. The Veronica character says, "Well, as a favor, can you pay my electric bill for me? Thanks." Oh, let's see. The job trade got up to that one. Was a 65% pay increase, so the motivation worked out well for him. Excellent. It's like a bonus based on company performance and safety KPIs. Okay, Marshall, using all the anagrams. Yep, off the trainer. That person will be my backup when I am on the cruise. Yep. And so, yeah, that's always interesting when you have to train somebody to do your job and also get all your job done all at the same time. So, but that's just how they like to do it. As of 3 days ago, that is, newlyweds and already making the money moves. Okay. What is that? There might have been some graphic or something like that that I didn't get that was, say, debt free or something. Let's see. Her Infinity had issues and was paid off, and Sucking Up Gas had a salvage title, and we sold it for about $11,000. Here's what I need advice on. I am assuming I should stick to the Honda Toyota family, Acura and Lexus, for buying our next car cash. If you can, they may not be none available in your price range. And so you let your price range in cash be your guide, not Honda or Toyota being your guide. This will be my first cash car purchase too. Excellent. We are a family of 7. That's a lot of family. But my Explorer can fit us all. So should we be aiming for any car in that price range, including sedans, or try and find a vehicle that seats, let's try to find a vehicle that seats 7. So the thing on that is, how often do you all need to go somewhere? If it's 3 or 4 times a year, you rent a vehicle to do that if you have to do that and can't drive separately. So, I mean, this is the stuff that keeps people broke when like somebody has to have a big pickup truck because they haul stuff once a year. Dumb as crap. So yeah, don't do that. It's a fun little image here. You got your struggle now. The red is, I guess, difficulty. But then you enjoy your life for the rest of the time, and that goes on forever. Or you can NOG now, spelled incorrectly. I want to run that. You gotta run that graphic through spell check. Enjoy now and then struggle for life. That's how that works, and that's the whole thing about. What about the now? How can I enjoy the now? Short-sighted. He chose poorly. I just want to sing the praises of slowly buying Christmas presents all year long. The roof in our rental home is collapsing. Yeah, that's sad. So, oh yeah, hey, guess what? And so, if you are paying a management company for that, or is that the one that or is that just one you're renting? Or is that like you are paying rent for that one? Or is that one that a rental home that you own as a landlord? Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, we have a ton of expenses associated with trying to secure safe housing and get out ASAP. We would never be able to afford Christmas for our kids without putting it all on cards. Well, then you just don't do it. Sorry. If it weren't for the fact that I've been slowly buying Christmas presents all year long, every time I saw those little toy cars for 30 cents or cute pajamas, so cute, for $4, or a craft kit on clearance for $1.25. I picked up 1 or 2, and now I have more than enough for a great Christmas. And my city does a free holiday food box with a whole chicken, produce, and some canned goods. So we're all set for Christmas dinner as well. Cool. In the midst of the chaos, the kids are still going to have a fantastic Christmas and nothing had to go on cards. Great. That's part of Baby Step 0, where you decide nothing is going to go on cards anymore, ever. I'm so relieved. P.S. You can go through my post history to last December. Not going to do that. And see that we were overspending by thousands of dollars for that Christmas season. So I'm so thankful to have our finances in much better control this year. Just hit 4, 5, and 6 and bought our first home because of the ceiling situation. Okay. And you can see the nice bags there. Nice Christmas bags there that you can do in lieu of wrapping. Then you don't have to wrap it if you throw it into a fun bag like that. Trace is buying a high-end Honda, Toyota, Acura, Lexus equals much higher repair costs than just the base model. And Honda, Toyota. That does sound like that would be accurate, Trey. Yep. Yeah, poorly worded question. Yeah, on the rental home. So, but yeah, I think it's one that they are just renting. But somehow they had to buy, I guess. Does it say we had to? No, it just says they did it. So it doesn't say they had to buy, because they didn't. They could have gone to a different rental property instead of buying. But on steps 4, 5, and 6, hopefully they did everything correctly. Recently discovered the underconsumption trend on IG. Speaking of IG posts. You reflect on 25 no buys for 2025 as an aspiring minimalist. This list is my gentle reminder for my underconsumption goal for 2025. I'm posting it to hold myself accountable and ask others to join in, okay? Well, my list would be quite different than this, were I to do this kind of list. But I don't buy that much stuff as it is. But, okay, let's do it. Perfumes, purses, jewelry, water bottles. Yeah, that probably happens too much. Dishes. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the ones you have. The same as the bedding that you have. You don't need Christmas bedding. Coffee mugs. Yeah, you have some already, probably. And way more than you need already. I know I do. Because I never, drink. The only time I use mugs would be for hot chocolate, and it's very, very rare that happens. Wicker baskets. All right. CDs, DVDs. Yeah. Watch stuff online instead. Drapes. All right. What's wrong with the ones you have now? Oh, I want to see a different color every once in a while. Tough crap. Wrapping paper, comforter, bed sheets. Well, that's different for Christmas. If you're doing Christmas gifts, normally you would wrap that up, and the wrapping paper doesn't cost that much. But if you're talking about for, gifts you're doing all year long, yeah, that would be a no. You don't want to excessively buy that. Or excessively do gifts like that, unless you're in baby step 7. Comforters, bed sheets, throw pillows, salon nails, salon facials, salon hair color, workout clothes, gym membership, gym equipment, magazine subscriptions, loungewear, pajamas, socks, stocking stuffer, junk. Cable TV, that much is certain. Shop my home first when I need something. That's a great thing. That's a great way of putting it. Yeah, you go to the store that you have yourself, which is in your closet, and see if the exact thing that you would want to buy if you already have that in there. And when you think about, oh, I want to buy a shirt, you can look at how many shirts you already have. And then you don't need to buy any new shirts. Baby steps 4, 5, and 6. Question about credit cards. Okay, so you say you're on baby steps 4, 5, and 6. Baby step 0, part of that is where you decide you're going to pay off your dumb debt and you're not ever going to take out any debt ever again. And so, yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll just let George. What do you think about that?
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
That's right. And here's the OG.
You're doing it wrong.
Oh, no, I can't do that anymore because I'm not underneath it anymore. I used to have the webcam frame down at the bottom. So that doesn't make sense that I would try to cover my head. Okay, so you're doing it wrong. For example, if I have a Lowe's card, I can save 5% on everything I buy. We don't do that dumb crap. We do not do that. I bet I pay it off every month. We don't do that. That's not the advice. So, you know, you can call it baby steps 4, 5, and 6, but you're not taking Mr. Ramsey's advice. You're not on the baby steps. You're doing whatever you want to do, which is fine. And, you know, but then just do it and don't ask about it and want validation or anything like that. Even big stuff like new appliances or even the materials to build a shed, 5% isn't a lot on most things. But if you're doing major home renovations, it can be over $1,000 in savings. If you want to live your life like that, you are more than welcome to, but that has no place in the Ramsey advice because it doesn't exist in the Ramsey advice. With that in mind is leveraging, and so that's the whole thing. There's no debt leveraging. I don't know if you're familiar with Mr. Ramsey. You know enough to say that you're on baby steps 4 through 6. So you probably know that Mr. Ramsey is the no debt guy. So no excuse for this person. Not buying any excuse for this person. That's a no. Is leveraging a card for that acceptable if you are baby steps 4 or 6 and only buy things for the work once you pay down? I'm not trying to get rich on cash back, but saving $1,000 is not nothing. That's up to you to decide what you want to do. Again, it's not the Ramsey advice, and so it's not acceptable on the Ramsey advice. So if you would like to follow the proven plan, Dave's plan, 30 years, over 30 years, and millions of documented success stories. If you would like to follow that, then you would not do dumb debt leveraging like this for rewards. You would not do that. As George said, that is a weird sounding word, rewards. So yeah, so that's up to you. You can do that if you want, but it's not acceptable. You want to know what's acceptable? Doing the baby steps and not debt leveraging a darn thing. That's a no. We are completely debt free, $123,000 in 15 months by selling stuff and working our asses off. Because see, there's one donkey and there's another donkey, so that means asses. After baby step 3, we'll be saving for a house. And that is how you do that. You do baby step 3 first, the full emergency fund, and then baby step 3B is saving for the down payment. This program works if you do. That much is certain. What card does everyone suggest for a 10-year-old? She makes her own money and would like to budget for the things she wants, but all cards I see say minimum age 13. Anyone have anything besides green, like I don't want to have to pay for it? Edited to add, she has been budgeting and using cash envelopes and everything with me since she was 4. Great. She's a saver. Great. We need a card, as sometimes you have to order stuff online for cheaper in school trips. Well, you can't make a bank give you a card if they have a minimum age on it. Then that's the deal. You can check all the banks in your town to see if they will do that for a debit card. Obviously, we're not doing credit cards. But you're limited to what the bank will allow. The bank I worked at, I don't recall there being a minimum on any child account, a minor account. An adult has to be on that account as well. And so basically, it can be their account, but that card is probably going to have the adult name on it as well. And both or just the adult's name on it. And so that's what you would use. So it would be something that the parent would want to keep track of and keep possession of the card instead of just giving it to the 10-year-old. You know, I get it. Been doing it since 4. That's great. She's probably gonna turn out fine. You know, turn out fabulous. In fact, with this kind of mindset and you modeling correct behavior, since she was 4 at least, maybe before that even, and so. What was I going to say? Yeah, so it would just be a debit card. And so if you need that, if you need a separate account for her, you can open it, but you have to be on the account as well. And they may not issue a card in her name, but it can still go to that account that has her money in it. We need a card is sometimes you have to order stuff online for cheaper and school trips. Okay, that's fine. But you would be in control of the card probably. And you keep the card instead of saying, here, honey, here's your debit card. You would also want to do something like you want to opt out of what's that called? Overdraft protection. You want to opt out of that. A lot of people don't understand that because they don't read everything. They just sign for the checking account. And they don't read that stuff, but you want to opt out of it because that is not that's not protection against you overdrafting. That makes sure that it gets paid, and then as a result of the thing getting paid, when you don't have enough money in there, that causes fees. So, and yet when the time I worked at the bank, I had multiple people. They got a $1 candy bar from a machine, and because of that, they had to pay $35 on top of that. So that's a $36 candy bar. I hope it was yummy. You know, candy bars are pretty cool, but I wouldn't go as far as say they were $36. I have Nervous Butterfly that just got my payoff quote for my mortgage. We have the money to do it with about a 3-month emergency fund left over. Okay, so this is, I have a problem with this a lot of times as well. I get it. This is different than, say, you making out the budget and then you have a budget meeting because something came up and you changing the budget. That's different than this with the emergency fund, where all of a sudden, like, you wanted a 6-month emergency fund to begin with, and then all of a sudden, because you found something to like put it in a high yield savings account or something else to do with the money, like pay off the mortgage, all of a sudden then you're fine with just a 3-month emergency fund. You're being dishonest with yourself there. And so, you know, I understand people always like to, rush things and to change things up, and they're constantly thinking about ways to do it differently, but this is not the right way. The right way to do it is if you thought you needed a 6-month emergency fund and you have a mortgage. So I always recommend a 6-month emergency fund for anybody having a mortgage. Even before they would start to save for a down payment, I would have that 6-month emergency fund, and would never, you never touch it is the best case scenario. So, but doing that and just saying, oh, because you find something else to do with the money, then all of a sudden you don't need as much emergency fund. You're just not being honest with yourself about that. You just all of a sudden got, you burn a hole in your pocket, or you all of a sudden found, oh, I want to put money in this instead of my emergency fund. And that's a no. I do like having the extra funds in the bank, but my goal to be 100% debt free by 50 is nearing in just a couple of weeks. Yeah, you might not hit it. The advice would be to not hit it, and you keep the emergency fund in place. How about sell something else that you have, or cut other things out of the budget in order to pay it off early? We won't be celebrating much right away, but we are on our way. All the sacrifice of turning down invitations, vacations, and eating out is already so worth it. Best birthday year ever. Fabulous. Well, don't you have a birthday every year, though? Or you mean your birthday? I got you. I got your birthday's right around the time when you would be debt free if you did this. And I'm not lowering the emergency fund just because you want to meet a deadline. That would not be advice that I would give. And I doubt Mr. Ramsey would as well. Darn it, did it again. Didn't switch back to the chat. Gotta keep an eye on you people. Marshall is going to put up videos on YouTube of, I guess, the cruise, right? Yeah, Marshall says, what credit cards? If you're on baby steps 4, 5, and 6, then you have no credit cards and you don't borrow money. That's correct, Marshall. Marshall knows what's up. Boom. Marshall says, my bank gave my daughter a debit card and an account linked to mine so I could track it and guide her when she was in middle school. All right. Yeah, see, the thing you got to watch out for that is, okay, I'm sure she's a fabulous young lady and, all that stuff. But so if you just give the kid, and this is a 10-year-old, so we're not even talking about a teenager, and you'd have to watch this with teenagers as well. But if you just give her the card, chances seem high that that card would get added to some dumb app, and then she would do like an in-game purchase or something, not understanding that takes away from her money, or her just deciding to go ahead and do that without consulting you about it, and then it's done. So, I mean, sometimes you can get refunds from that. Like, I think Microsoft is pretty good about that. If a minor ends up buying something, with a parent card, that kind of thing, they're pretty good about refunding, that I've seen evidence of. But you cannot count on that. Marshall, very afraid of Murphy. Yep, and that's why you do have your emergency fund. And you don't change it from 6 to 3 just because you want to meet a goal, or because you saw that somewhere has 5% interest rate. You do not do that. Hubby, excuse me, not husband. How dare I change what is here? Hubby and I are step 4. Previously on Hubby and I. We were investing. Previously on Hubby and I, we were investing all our 15% each to our employer-sponsored 401k. Based on the advice offered here, we both opted to keep only our match, mine's 5, and invest the rest in a Roth IRA. That would be correct. Matches first, 100% rate of return. Can't beat that. Second would be a Roth account, either Roth 401k or Roth IRA. And then if you still have money out of your 15% to be invested, then you would go over to the 401k. Over the past 6 months, I have paid more in sales charge, 5.76 monthly, and setup fees than I have earned. Well, there shouldn't be any setup fees every single time. Setup fee, you think, would happen once. So, are they at the same brokerage, the employee-sponsored 401k and your Roth IRA? So you might want to change that up if that's going to happen. So, is this impatient on my part, or should I reconsider changing something? Yes. Yes, you should. Because, I mean, it may be that, I mean, you don't have a choice where your employer houses that 401k. You don't have any choice on that. But as far as your Roth IRA, you can have that in any brokerage. And there are no fees for buying. So, or the sales charge and setup fees. I don't know what all that is. I never paid any of that. Let's see, but we're both mid-50s, so we went somewhere, what, conservative. Our advisor is a Ramsey Pro, and unfortunately, the Ramsey Pros, the SmartVestor Pro, they can go off the reservation. Their halos can slip. They can get vetted by the team, and so they can get referrals, and then they start doing dumb stuff. And so, you can ask them to explain it to you and say, why must you have to pay the sales charge and the setup fees over and over again? And that could be something that the Ramsey Pro is getting. That could be his money, and he wants his money, and that's just the way it goes. And so if that's the case, then you don't need him. He should only be making money when you make money on the gains in your account. But some investing professionals, they don't do that. They do charge you for sales charge and setup fees and all this other crap, rather than just it be a percentage of your gains in the account. So yeah, so you can just get another Ramsey Pro. So, I mean, is he managing just the Roth IRA? Is he telling you? So, a bunch of questions to ask. I would ask this person if they came to me to see if they're both in the same brokerage and the Ramsey Pro has anything to do with the sponsored 401k, like advised you on what to do as far as the investments in that 401k as well. With other life insurance companies, does Dave recommend? Xander had great rates, but denied me because of my thyroid. Well, that sucks. You don't want to have a bad thyroid. But no, he just recommends Xander that I'm aware of. I started my high yield savings account a few years ago, and Ally was offering 5% annual percentage. What's that for? Annual percentage per year? I can't remember what APY is. Most times it's like APR, annual percentage rate. Can anyone explain why it's only getting 3.8% now? Well, the Fed has been lowering interest rates, and so when they lower interest rates on stuff, then your gains, your interest on what you make on savings accounts, that goes down as well. That's how that works. So the interest rate going down means that you're paying less interest on things, but also you're not making as much interest either. So that goes both ways. It's a symbiont relationship between those. Marshall wasn't charged anything like that. Yeah, sales and setup fees are 5.76 monthly. Something is wrong with that. Yeah, and the way they explained it, it was hard to tell whether it may have been something recent that they did over the past 6 months. Okay, more in sales charges. Oh yeah, 5.76 monthly. Okay, so yeah, that's a lot. That's something's going on there. And it could be just a bad SmartVestor Pro that needs to not be a SmartVestor Pro anymore. So also what you do on that case is you call the customer care line at Ramsey Solutions and you let them know. That way they can deal with it. Otherwise, if nobody ever calls them, they don't know that it's happening. What are your thoughts, opinions on buying Christmas gifts for adults? Adults like gifts too. And it's fun to give adults gifts, especially if your friends are adults. So that's great. So yes, but it doesn't matter if it's for adult or a kid. Your amount of Christmas money that you spend, that should be related to what baby step you're on. In step 1, 2, and 3, it shouldn't be a lot at all. Once you're on step 4, then you intentionally set an amount, and then you go from there, and then you don't go over it. You set an amount that's going to be it no matter what happens. And then if people come in from out of town, or if you all of a sudden remember 2 or 3 other people or friend, family or friends that you want to get gifts for as well, and you didn't budget enough, in your opinion, you still stay on that budget, and you do that, and you just spread it out by having each gift cost less. Hello, hi guys. I am wanting advice. I have steps 1 through 3 taken care of. Okay, excellent. I'm working 4 through 6 simultaneously. That is the way you are supposed to do it. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people screw it up. A lot of people do all the steps at the same time, or any number of other dumb things. But it's steps 1, 2, and 3 in order without even thinking about going to a higher step. You do step 1 first, and you don't start on step 2 until step 1 is done. And then you do step 2, and you do not start on step 3 until step 2 is completely done. You're not doing all of these at the same time. And then step 3, so you're still not investing during any of step 1, 2, and 3. If you already were investing because you weren't following Dave's advice yet, and then you started, then you stop investing until you get baby step 3 done. So 1, 2, and 3, one at a time without doing higher steps. And steps 4, 5, and 6, you do all at the same time, but they are still in the priority order of 4, 5, and 6. So first, out of that snowball amount that you were previously putting to the starter emergency fund, and then after that, all your non-mortgage debt, and then to the full emergency fund, all that extra money every month, now 15% of your gross income out of that goes to investing for retirement. And then hopefully you have money left over out of that. Then you start addressing kid college. The younger they are, the less you have to put down at the time, or you have to use, you have to put towards the kid college at the time. If the kid's going to college in 3 or 4 years, then you prioritize that and don't put much, if anything, to extra on the mortgage. And then, of course, step 6, anything left over out of that snowball would then go to extra on the mortgage. Meanwhile, of course, during this time, since you are on steps 4, 5, and 6, you can also plan vacations and stuff. And so that would take up some of that extra money as well. So you just gotta, you can do that. Of course, you can spend a bunch of money. You can do that. But you just have to be intentional. You have to either cash flow it or save it in a sinking fund. And that means it can't go to the baby steps. So you just have to be cognizant of, yeah, you can go to Disney World once or twice a year. Sure, go ahead. That's money that you're delaying getting to step 7 by doing that. Just as long as you know that, that's fine. Working 4 to 6 simultaneously. With my wife stopping work to be a stay-at-home mom, I have to reevaluate our finances. Yeah, people don't think about that. People don't think about that, especially when signing up for student loans. They don't think about that. They don't think about, oh, I might not graduate. They don't think about, oh, I might not be able to get a job in my field. Or, oh, I didn't know I was going to pay $100,000 for a social work degree at a private college, and then make $30,000 a year for doing social work. Yeah, so you got to think about all that stuff before you sign up for dumb student loans. And of course, that's why you don't do that anyway. Even if you do that stuff, that dumb stuff, it's better if you pay cash for that than go into debt to do dumb stuff. Let's see. So yeah, you got to reevaluate. But yeah, nobody thinks about that. Oh, I might be a stay-at-home mom and then I can't work and pay off my student loans. If I do that, yep, nobody thinks about that ever. My mortgage is at 6.68%. I've been making additional principal payments for the past year. Okay, so if you've been doing that, you should be doing at least 15% into retirement for both of you, because both of you need to retire. You can do a spousal Roth IRA if wife is not working. Let's see. My question is, do I decrease my retirement savings to only get employer match and then continue with the biggest additional principal payments possible? Or do I prioritize my retirement savings? You do 15% of gross. And then anything else you would apply to baby steps 5 and 6, which is kid college, if that applies, and paying off that mortgage early. To get my 401k employer match, I contribute 6%. Employer matches with 4%. Okay, that doesn't count. Only the 6% counts to your 15%. So you got to do another 9%. The way I'm thinking is that principal payments would make more sense because of the interest rate versus typical 401k rate of return. Okay, interest rate differences and such, because your mortgage interest is higher, none of that affects the baby steps at all. This is why the baby steps are so great, because they're so easy, because this dumb crap doesn't affect it. So you're not going to get a calculator out and figure out something that's better to do than the baby steps. So sorry. So that's a no. Yeah, and hoping someone smarter than me can evaluate. Yeah. It's, you can either do the Ramsey advice or not do it, is the basic deal here. But regardless, it makes more sense because of the interest rate versus typical 401k rate of return. Okay, in the past 2 years, I mean, you're supposed to get 10% average per year anyway on investments, but over the past 2 years, it's been way more than that. And so what are you comparing it to? If you're making less than that, you have, or less than your 6.68 mortgage. If you're making less than that, you have way more. I mean, your investments are very, very bad, sir. So yeah, somebody needs to evaluate something for you. I hope somebody told him that. I'm looking for a way to increase my income. I currently work as administrative assistant for my county and earn $40K a year. I worked as a pharmacy technician for 5 years up to college, and that is what I truly enjoy. Why can't you still do that? I have a pharmacy technician license and a bachelor's degree in public health. Any advice on where I could go next? Why aren't you a pharmacy tech? Do they get less than $40K a year? So that's I mean, people never anticipate the questions that I will have about that. They think that whatever they put is enough information. It's not enough information. But basically, you could also, here's an idea. You could also, if you want more money, you could also, like if you are an administrative assistant for the county, and that's Monday through Friday. Hey, guess what you can do at night, on nights and weekends? Guess what you can do? You can be a pharmacy technician. Wouldn't that be fun? So that would be a way out of that. But again, I would ask you, why aren't you doing pharmacy tech full time? Because you would think that would be at least $40K a year as well. Maybe not, though. I'm not sure on that. Boom, 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 boom. How does one call into the radio show to ask a question? One calls the number that is 888-825-5225. And you call in at, a lot of people make this mistake as well, and I get it. because the video is delayed, and so they think that it's 4 p.m. Video comes on at 4 p.m. Eastern time, but the actual live radio show is 2 p.m. Eastern time. So like 10 minutes before that is when you should call. So like 1:50 p.m. Eastern time is when you should call. Maybe even a little bit before that if you want. But you know, by the time 4 o'clock comes, there's only an hour left of live radio show. You know, and of course that's minus the many radio commercials. And it doesn't seem like there's that many because those are all cut out of, they are mostly cut out of that commercial time is cut out and replaced by the short Ramsey advertisements. And of course you do have the YouTube ads busting in as well, though. But that's how one calls into the radio show to ask a question. And you have to get your screener on answer first, and you have to get your question by the screener, and then they'll tell you, okay, you know, okay, we'll get to you, or something like that. Or they'll say, we can't take that question today because maybe somebody else has already asked it. You know, another caller that's called in and says, you know, that's their exact question. Or, you know, sometimes if they answered the question the day before, maybe they wouldn't do it. Any number of reasons. So you're not guaranteed getting in at any time, for sure. I've been going back and forth about renting my property or selling. I'm finding out that it will be costly to rent. Yeah, things cost money. I was thinking of hiring a management company and travel for a year. I do not plan on staying in the city where the home is located long term. Do not have that rental house then. Sell it. No mortgage. Need help deciding. Baby step 7. Thanks in advance. Sell it. Sell it. When you're hiring the management company, you're already probably down to only making a few $100s a month on that. It's not worth the trouble. Not worth the trouble. You know, if you did live in that city and you were managing it yourself, then you would make more money on it, and then it would be more worth it. Everybody should not be a landlord. So that would be a no for me, dog. Apparently Rachel was on Fox News recently, and somebody posted that picture of her. Oh, I didn't get it, but they said something like, Rachel said you don't put Christmas on a credit card. That's what she said on there. And I guess breaking news, hey, prices are up since last year for things. I guess the average Christmas gift or just things in general. So yeah, but she said, yeah, no credit cards. Alrighty. Trey has only one child that he knows of. That's fine. Every once in a while, you'll get a female comedian that'll do that joke, and so I have one kid or I have 2 kids, and then they'll go that I know about. Funny. Yeah. So once again, Coach Steve Money. Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. That is in the ticker below and also in the video description. You can email me about questions about financial coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel or anything else on your mind. coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Donations can go to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney, CashApp to $CoachSteveMoney, or a Walmart gift card to coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Also, super chats on live streams, super thanks on pre-recorded videos. Upcoming streams: The Ramsey Show Aftershow show, 5:25 p.m. Monday through Friday until further notice. And I will be doing after shows after the replays that are going to start up on the Thursday, the 19th of December The 18th of December is the Giving Show. That's the last new Ramsey show for 2024. And so through, I guess, probably, let's see, when is the new year? Obviously, January 1st. So January 1st is a Wednesday. And they may have all of that week off as well. So they may not be back until the 6th of January is when they might be back, I would assume. So but after the replays, I will be doing that. And even if I'm not invited somewhere or have plans with family, I will be doing live after shows as well on the holidays, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Forgot the name of the holidays for a second. So yeah, I will be doing those. If I'm home, I'll be doing those. So fun times. And maybe I'll have some Christmas related stuff. Maybe more singing, which I know is what everybody wants. Alrighty, thanks so much for watching. Again, you're watching this on youtube.com/coachstevemoney, and you just have to scroll down just a little bit for my financial content, and that's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show playlist, and the Answering Your Financial Questions playlist, and the music playlist. There's 11 Ramsey adjacent songs in there. Please listen to them, and if you can sing them better, by all means do that. Record yourself singing it to a karaoke track. You can even email me, and I can tell you exactly what, I can send you a link to the exact karaoke version that I used, and then you can sing it better than me, and I'll be more than happy to play that on my channel. That would be fun. I've not heard anybody ever sing one of my songs before, so that would be fabulous. Alrighty, Merry Christmas again, and thanks so much for watching, everybody, and chatting. And of course, make smart financial decisions, not just Christmas Day, but every day.